Hello guys, this is me, Alexandra, who is living in Tilburg in the Netherlands, and I'm so happy to make another video for you sharing my experiences in the Netherlands, my life, and my perception of things. In today's video I'm going to talk about food in the Netherlands. How does it go with food around here? What do people like to eat? What is the Dutch cuisine? And so many other interesting details. Let's get started. The first thing, which is amazing in my opinion, by the way, Dutch people have a lot of healthy, affordable food. Really, when you go to a supermarket or regular Sunday, Wednesday market, open market, you can see how many affordable things are there. So you shouldn't be rich to be able to eat healthy in the Netherlands. And on the other hand, junk food is more expensive. So they make it expensive to make sure that Dutch people are staying healthy. And I think that's wonderful. I appreciate that a lot. I appreciate a lot the fact that I can buy a lot of fruits, vegetables, berries, very fresh. And yeah, we shouldn't be like the most richest family in the country to be able to afford it. So we can easily buy it in a local store and cook and enjoy and stay healthy. When it comes to Russia, well, I think we also have a lot of very healthy food, but at the same time we don't have such a variety of food like have in the Netherlands. Dutch people are very well known for their talent to trade. That's quite a historical thing of Dutch people, and they really know how to bring a whole lot of different food from different culture in their country. So when you go to Dutch supermarkets, especially good ones, I'm not gonna name you a brand because they don't pay me well. I'm just kidding you. You know, like a lot of supermarkets, you can see how full the shelves are. They're really, really full. I'm not joking. And all this variety is so affordable, because like in my country, in Russia, like you can also buy healthy food. You can buy vegetables and fruits. It's a bit more expensive, but you can afford it anyway. But there is not such a variety. But Dutch people are great at it. So they've been good at trading, and they keep being good at filling their supermarkets, like grocery stores, with good affordable food. And that's what I'm enjoying quite a lot. Cooking at home a lot. Dutch people don't tend to order all the time. Like when I was living in the States, in New York, a lot of people are busy all the time. They're all the time on the go, they're pursuing things, they're doing stuff, and they don't have time to buy food, to cook it for some time. And it's quite difficult to stay healthy, because you want to order something fast, or yeah, that's a bit different. But here, people actually tend to spend time for cooking. They dedicate their time to sit with the family, to eat a good meal, to enjoy their time, to get closer together. Even though it's not always emotionally close, but at least in their own Dutch way close. That's what I mean. And I like it. I think it's good, and it's yeah. It's better than always eating a go. At the same time, they can have some disadvantages, like ordering food is quite expensive. But oh well. Yeah, it's expensive, but it's better to eat at home and to cook with your family members. When it comes to cooking, that something would probably shock me, because in Russia we never had it, even though I'm living in New York, but I'm not sure I've paid my attention maybe to those things. But for instance, you want to buy potato. You can't imagine how many cleaned, peeled and cut in a certain way potato you can have. It really blew my mind at first. Not only peeled potato in the back, which is like, okay, you know, like what's special about it, but it can be cut on these rings, on like so many shapes, anything you want to find, really. And it makes cooking a whole lot easier. You don't spend time, you know, standing peeling or, you know, just cutting it in a certain way. It's already sort of pre-cooked for you. It's not really cooked, but peeled and cut in a certain way. So it really, you know, you don't spend much time on preparing those things, but at the same time you cook at home and make your family dinner. And I enjoyed enormously. So this is really good stuff of a Dutch traditional way of dealing with food. Next point, Dutch people don't overeat. I probably mentioned in my video before, they don't have large portions. like extra large, extra big, double. They're not pursuing these things. They want to enjoy good food in a decent amount of quality, but don't go too much. It's not really their thing. And well, I enjoy it a lot because it helps them to stay fit and healthy. You can't really see so many fat people in the country. People are staying slim. They're bicycling a lot. They don't overeat, and I think these are nice habits that just promotes health in your family. Okay, next point. I've never seen Dutch people eating on the go. Like, you can get like a Starbucks cup and running somewhere, doing things, eating something. They might happen a bit more in big cities, but usually Dutch people like to take their time. They like to order a cup of coffee, sit a little bit, drink this coffee, enjoy the weather, enjoy the sun, and yeah, there is some wisdom in it, really. But it's kind of hard to slow down coming from a totally different city, totally different culture, when everybody is running on the go and things supposed to happen yesterday, but they're still not here at this moment, and you have to constantly be in rush. Yeah, this is what probably I like about Dutch culture as well. What interesting part of Dutch culture is probably the fact that Dutch people are not ready for unexpected visitors for dinner. Most Dutch, not all. I've been to dinners where I was an expected visitor and I was offered food, but most Dutch people are not ready to come up with any kinds of food if you came around dinner time for some short visit or you decided to drop by. They really will keep eating their food in front of your face and offering you coffee and tea. I'm not kidding you. Yeah, for me as a person coming from Russian culture, that was shocking. So like, I got a visitor and I'm not offering any food because he didn't warn me in advance that he will come, and he's just looking at my face, just enjoying my food. Like, really? And it's not really what happens like with your neighbors. I would understand if my neighbor comes and says, oh, I'm sorry, I'm eating, like, it can be different. There are many different kinds of situations when this can happen, but it can happen between parents and a grown child. So you can drove by your parents-in-law house, for instance, and if you didn't warn them that, you know, you're gonna stay for dinner or you want to have dinner with them in advance, now you're gonna get coffee. I'm not joking. You're gonna get a coffee. If you get a cookie, you're lucky. Perhaps nothing. You will drink your coffee, maybe a glass of juice, wherever, cola, or wherever you want, glass of water, tea, but it's not gonna happen. For me, as a person coming from a culture where my mom would give her food away and say, you know what, I'm not hungry, I'm fine, you know, I don't need anything. Or she'll run to the store and buy something to quickly cook for herself and to make sure we eat the food. I know it sounds very self-sacrificing and perhaps not necessary, but this is the culture I come from. This is what mom's love for me is, this constant self-sacrifice. I don't want to go to extreme. I'm not sacrificing myself 100% to my son or anything like that. I'm not enjoying the self-torture in any way. But this outgiving, that's probably the right word I was searching for. This outgiving culture that I come from is totally different from a Dutch culture. They're very pragmatic. So you haven't warned them that you come for dinner? Well, there's no dinner for you. You haven't warned. So they're very, as I said earlier, they're very logical. They have the straight logic without any emotions attached to it. You have not warned that you're coming for dinner, right? Okay. So unfortunately, we haven't bought food that would be enough for you. You're getting tea. Logical, right? That feels weird. It feels strange. But I don't care how it feels. It's logical, it means they will do it. And for me, as a person coming from a completely different culture, that was a culture shock at first. Like, I mean, you just like, you don't know what to say. I mean, like, it's not like you're super hungry and you constantly begging for food, you know, anywhere you go. But it's strange. For me, it's a basic hospitality. That what your mom's home is. Anytime you will be there, you will be like overloaded with food. That's what mom gives. She gives food. But yeah, that's different. And I'm really happy that I can actually share with my son, hopefully future and more children, this outgiving character, this totally different way of doing things, because it's so enjoyable. Not everything in life should be logical, connected, pragmatic. like then it's just dry and life becomes like sad. It's good when sometimes things get spontaneous, when people do things from their heart because they feel a certain way today. So that was my short story about Dutch food in the Netherlands, about, let's say, eating habits. Probably not really eating habits, because I haven't mentioned that Dutch people like to eat bread for lunch. I will try to squeeze it in the next video. I want to make it a bit shorter. But just general stuff about Dutch food, you know, how it's organized and how it works in this country. Probably I still have to mention about the food, about the bread. I just can't really stop my video without mentioning it. For me as a person coming from Russia, it was pretty strange that Dutch people sort of have two breakfasts, because they eat bread for lunch and only that. I come from the culture where people constantly eat very big hot meal for lunch, and here in the Netherlands the only thing being offered in the morning is just eating bread. So it's sort of like you ate, not in the morning, for lunch, sort of like you ate in the morning. And I was really, at first I was really craving for hot food for lunch, but now I sort of readjusted. One day I can do hot food for lunch, while the other day I can do bread for lunch, so I became more flexible, but I still crave my hot food earlier than the lunchtime. Also very interesting fact that just came across my, I usually try to plan things ahead, but sometimes something pops up and I feel like, oh, this is the right moment to say that, and I choose to do so. Also very interesting fact that Dutch moms give what's called here, it's called hagelslag. It's sort of like chocolate sprinkles that you put on a cake usually to decorate it. Here they put it on bread. So they take a piece of bread, they put butter in it, and then they put this chocolate on top of it, and they eat it like that. So it's pretty interesting that, you know, they eat chocolate like this in the morning with butter on the bread. That's probably the other like strange part of the Dutch culture is eating that, but I love it. You know, a lot of my foreign friends and people I know from university were asking, like, really, like, how can you eat this chocolate on a, like, over the butter and like in the morning? I said, oh, you know what, I actually really like that. It's tasty, you should try that too. So there was like a little additional information that came to my mind during making this video. So the weather becoming more and more pretty, and the spring is there, even though this coronavirus is going on all around. Dutch people are trying to stay like committed to the rules, and we don't come close to each other. And I was still able to filming this video about the Dutch food and culture. I'll probably make a separate video regarding the coronavirus and what are the rules and how we're dealing with that. But at the moment I want to focus on something more interesting, positive, and more fun. So I hope you enjoy my video, and see you again soon. Bye.